Hey y'all, I'm Kylee. I'm a political science and philosophy double major with a minor in feminist studies. I'm a sophomore here and I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
Hi, my name is Wren and I'm also a sophomore here. I'm doing a paired major in art history and studio art with a minor in architecture, and I'm from Fort Collins, Colorado.
Come on over tomorrow to watch us take over the Instagram so we can answer any of your questions, and we look forward to it. Thanks y'all.
Hi, my name is Wren, and I'll be around today to answer any questions that y'all have about what it's like being a student at Southwestern. So if you have anything that you're wondering about, feel free to send those our way, and we'll get those answered for you.
Hey y'all, hope you're having a good morning. I look forward to answering any of your questions about SU and life at SU. Drop them down below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Talk to y'all soon.
I'm going to start answering some questions now, starting with the difference between a paired major and a double major. So a paired major basically allows me to double count some credits. So previously, where I might have had to take 2 upper level electives, I'm now able to just take 1 and double count it for both majors. For this next question, in my experience, I would say that Southwestern has been a very welcoming place, especially as an out-of-state student. I didn't know anybody coming in, but within that first week, I'd made so many friends and everybody was really accepting, which was something I was worried about as a member of the LGBTQ community. Of course, with COVID, everything looks a little different, but this university has done a really great job of making sure that there's a lot of virtual programming available. For example, I decided to rush this semester, and being a part of a sorority with all of those events being virtual or in safe in person has been really fantastic, and I've really loved that. One of my favorite courses was my Drawing 1 course, and this is something that I actually took as an elective originally, and that's something that I really like about Southwestern, is that they really encourage you to take classes outside of your degree plan, and that class was actually how I ended up deciding that I wanted to be a studio art major. I'm super excited about the architecture minor since it's not something that's normally offered at a liberal arts school. Dr. Howe is the professor for most of those classes. He's really great, and he also offers a study abroad program in Italy over the summer where you get to analyze some older architecture.
My favorite study spot on campus is the women's study alcove on the 3rd floor of the library. This is where I am right now. It's super cute and I really like it up here.
I think for me, what sets us apart is definitely the relationship that we have with our professors. Because we're an only undergraduate degree, we're not having to kind of compete for those research opportunities with professors, and I definitely think that they just care about us a ton as students. So this is easy. Monstrance. I've carved him a pumpkin before, and he definitely gave me an A on my next paper. He's my favorite. I love the story behind him and the little legend that he has, so I definitely love Monstrance the most. This is a big question. If you ask any of my friends, I'm pretty much busy all the time. I do work an off-campus job at a coffee shop, and I also work 2 on-campus jobs, and even with all that, I still manage to find a little bit of time to hang out with my friends and do homework, and I absolutely... The scoop on the political science department is that it's killer here at Southwestern. Our professors truly do just change the way we see the world. I definitely have to say you gotta take a class with Dr. Selvin. He's iconic. He's a little intimidating, but he's great. I think my favorite class so far has been international conflict in the political science department, or maybe being structure and change in the philosophy department, which is what I'm in right now. And for film studies is definitely witches, cyborgs, and monsters with Dr. Howard. Yes, of course there are food options for kids with dietary restrictions. I know that there's always a line for vegan and vegetarian options, as well as if you have extra dietary restrictions, then they can accommodate that as well. They're super willing to help you and work with you, so that's great. Being an ambassador is so much fun on campus. I would definitely say it's one of the more super involved jobs here on campus, but I really like it because that means that I get to meet future SU pirates and welcome them home to Southwestern, so it's a lot of fun. My favorite thing to do around Georgetown is definitely to go to the lakes. I love any body of water, so I love just go and chill out over there. But also, we have a ton of great local coffee shops, one of which I work at, and so I think that that's a lot of fun to do too. Yeah, I think SU is super accepting. We have something called emerging dialogues here, and that's really to encourage different perspectives and different points of view. But more than that, I always feel at least someone in my class, or even when I'm just walking by, is always willing to say hi and lend a helping hand.
For me, this decision really came down to whether or not I wanted to be at a large school or a small school, and in that way, Southwestern really stood out to me, since I just immediately felt a really strong sense of community when I was on campus, and I wanted to be able to have those smaller classes where I'd really get to be able to know my professors. I'm currently interning with the Williamson County Museum with their curator, and I was actually able to get academic credit for that experience last semester. And I've also held a couple different on-campus positions, and the nice thing about that is that it kind of works with the university schedule as well.
On campus, I work 2 jobs. I also am the vice president of event management for my sorority, Alpha Delta Pi, and I'm a member of Active Minds, Seek, SU History Union, and a couple other things. I really love to stay super involved, and I really encourage other students to do so too. I think the weekend of homecoming was my favorite SU event that I attended pre-COVID. I got to network and meet a lot of cool people, as well as just see a wide variety of fun activities on campus. So that was definitely my favorite. My favorite thing about SU is the people. I love the people that I've met here, and I love the community that SU has. I think we saw this community really thrive when the week the winter storm hit, but also there's nothing like sitting in the cove surrounded by other people on a Tuesday night just struggling to get your homework. I think my favorite class so far is Intro to Political Theory with Dr. Mariotti. She encourages anyone to take it, not even just political science majors, and it's a really eye-opening way to look at the world and is definitely one of my favorite classes. This one's easy. It's definitely to go to any of the bodies of water near SU. There's San Gabriel Park, which has the river. There's Blue Hole. There's Lake Georgetown. So there's lots of different things. But also just eating local in Georgetown is a great time. It's going to be tedious and difficult no matter where you go, but I think what SU does really well is that we have a great admissions staff. I encourage you to get to know your admissions counselor and ask them all the questions that you have, because that's who's going to make that process so much easier. I think the to-go option in the green boxes that were given at the Commons, or using the Bite app to get to-go food, is definitely one thing that was implemented because of COVID that I really hope sticks around, because I use it pretty much every day. Housing is great on campus. Personally, I live in the McCombs apartments with the best roommate ever, Rach. I'm so thankful for her. And I think the housing on campus is super easy. It's convenient, but I definitely think that you should look and see what's best for you. The jobs on campus really vary for how much involved you are to how active the job is. I'm an admissions counselor, so it's a pretty active job, which I really like. But the great things about working on campus is the fact that everyone is super understanding of the fact that you're also a student.